It has been 10 years since Man of Steel was released, which is also the first DCEU movie as well as the first SNYDERVERSE movie. But to this day, it is still one of the most talked about movies in the history of cinema. This movie started a mini-cinematic universe within a larger cinematic universe which we now know as the SNYDERVERSE. Those movies are more special and way more significant than people realize at the moment. There is a reason why Zack Snyder's vision was able to ignite a movement like the Release the Snyder Cut movement, which saw comic book movie fans from across the world come together for a cause. A movement of this magnitude never happened and probably will never happen again in the history of cinema. Before I go further, I just want to quickly request you to subscribe to my channel and leave a like on this video. It truly is the only thing that motivates me to keep making more such awesome contents. Okay, now let us come back to the main topic. As a matter of fact, it is observed that those movies are being appreciated more with time, and comic book fans are slowly starting to realize how great the SNYDERVERSE actually is. Every month I see people write articles and make videos analyzing the deeper meaning and the true beauty of Batman v Superman and Man of Steel. And those contents get way more views and clicks than even the most recent comic book movie related news and contents. That is the true beauty and mystery of the SNYDERVERSE. Personally, I learn something new every time I rewatch BVS, Man of Steel and Zack Snyder's Justice League. Man of Steel trilogy is honestly the most visually stunning series of movies ever made. You can literally take a screenshot of any scene from any of those movies, and it will qualify as the best desktop wallpaper you can ever imagine. This trilogy is the most philosophically deep and groundbreaking set of superhero movies ever made. People across the world regard Henry Cavill as the greatest version of Superman in history. In fact, the character of Superman itself has been popularized by Henry Cavill in parts of the world where people did not have any idea about the character. Personally, Superman was never one of my favorite characters. Henry Cavill's grounded and realistic portrayal made me absolutely fall in love with the character like never before. Some people say that Man of Steel is too dark for a Superman movie. I think they could not be more wrong. Because the scene in Man of Steel where Superman takes his first flight is still one of the most hopeful, awe-inspiring and groundbreaking scenes I have witnessed in any movie. The same can be said about Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Ben Affleck's Batman and Jason Momoa's Aquaman. Whether you like it or not, but the SNYDERVERSE gave us the best version of Justice League that we could have imagined. Now, before some James Gunn fans or the so-called real DC fans start hating me, let me tell you that I am not talking about comic book accuracy here. I know the SNYDERVERSE was not all that comic book accurate, and some of his movies were too dark and depressing. But you need to understand that if comic book accuracy was the true parameter and the measuring stick for judging the quality of a movie or a character, I think Tobey Maguire, Hugh Jackman, and Heath Ledger wouldn't be such iconic and respected actors in the world of comic book movies. Because the portrayal of their respective characters were not even remotely close to the comic book versions of the same character. So the so-called real DC fans can calm down a little bit. In the present world, comic books, whether you like it or not, is the least popular form of media around the world. How you perform and make an impact on the big screen is everything that really matters. That being said, I do believe that the roots and the basic groundwork for any comic book movie character needs to be respected with regards to their source material. Which is something Zack Snyder does extremely beautifully and gracefully. That is what makes the man such a creative mind and a visionary director. The SNYDERVERSE may be over and the DC universe could be on the doorstep of the beginning of a new cinematic universe. But for me, it will never be over because we have the Man of Steel trilogy with us and we can always choose to re-watch it. As I said, every time I watch any of those movies, it feels like a whole new experience altogether because I learn something new every time. For me, the SNYDERVERSE will always be alive, and this right here is my definitive version of the Justice League. So that is all for this video. Do let me know your thoughts on the SNYDERVERSE and its impact on comic book movies in the comments down below. And please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.